Accucare Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine in Brick, New Jersey offers a state-of-the-art facility with all the best and current treatments. With athletic trainers, massage therapists, and doctors of physical therapy, Accucare has everything you need to stay healthy and perform at the highest level. Cupping, stretching, laser therapy, compression boots, and a full-body cryo chamber are just some of what you can expect at Accucare. Check out their website and social media links in my bio. No prescription is needed to see them. So call them today and start feeling and performing at your best. Again, thank you to Accucare for sponsoring the Shore Football Report. Everyone, and welcome to the Accucare High School Football Preview Show, Monmouth County Edition, presented by yours truly, the Shore Football Report. I don't think I need to tell you who I am. You know who I am. Today, we're going to talk Keyport Red Raiders football with our head football coach, Jason Glezman, in his fourth year. Coach, thanks for coming on the show. Thank you.
Coach, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. As I just mentioned, the best part of my offseason, baby, getting to sit here and talk shop with you. Best part of the offseason.
I thought the best part was just you being in the air condition during the heat wave.
So, no, we love the heat. Bring the heat. Race the heat.
I say bring the heat because I'm in the air condition. I don't care. Hawaiian shirt, my cat and dog's watching me. Great audience I got here. This is going to be great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very excited to be here, Coach. Love what you do. Been watching a couple of the other coaches' preview shows. Do a phenomenal job. Really, the kids love you. You know, they were looking for you at the Barnegat 7-on-7. Where's Coach Davis? They love you, Coach. So keep doing what you're doing for sure.
Well, keep the compliments going. We got 2 hours. Keep it going. Coach, I need to talk about my team first before we talk about your outstanding team. My team was the Dream Team. I now have a title sponsor in Accucare Sports Therapy, Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. The owner is Pam Anthony, and the founder is Pam Anthony. Awesome person with a great staff, high-tech equipment, state-of-the-art. Awesome. And the thing I like about her and Accucare is they have the same vision as me. They're all in it for the student athletes. Boys, girls, football, basketball, baseball, name it. And she wants to not only get the athletes ready for the football season, but also educate them too. And you know as well as I do, you got to take care of that body before it breaks down, right?
It's their temple. We tell them all the time, your body's your temple. You better take care of it. And awesome that you got that sponsor, well-deserving, a good match, if I may say so.
Good match. Athletic
training, physical therapy. I mean, without that, we got guys that aren't on the football field. And what we want to do is sit here and talk about the guys on the football field. So very happy to hear about that sponsorship you got locked up, Coach.
Yeah, she's got a great plan, a vision, what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks. You'll hear more about it with her. She watches every show, and I know tomorrow she's going to be watching Keyport Red Raiders and know more about you guys. So let's get going. But before we do talk, there's one more thing that happened. Scott Stump is back. The mystery hire is back. Ripped off the mask. It was Scott Stump in the pen. He's going to be writing for the Shore Football Report. Great hire. I mean, this was a bigger news than LeBron James going to Miami. Yeah.
Great addition, Coach. You know, when I was playing high school ball in the Shore Conference, if there was a write-up, and your name was in that write-up and Scott Stump wrote it, you were very excited as a football player. So very awesome to see him back involved again. The guy knows how to connect with the communities that he's writing about, and definitely very excited to read up and see what Scott is going to be bringing to the Shore Football Report, because last year you absolutely killed it. I don't know how you can top what you did last year, but getting Scott Stump's a good start for sure.
I'll tell you right now, you football programs out there are raising a bar, and guys like me, we got to match you, and we got to reach and do the best. I can't give you second fiddle. I can't. I'm trying to get him to wear an Hawaiian shirt. I don't think it's going to go, though, with Scott.
That might be your thing, Coach. I don't know if anybody can touch that. That might be just yours.
I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be something.
How many we got? Can we put it on record? How many Hawaiian shirts we got?
Around 40.
Nice.
Around 40.
One for every day in July, and then some extra.
Coach, I don't know if you realize this. First of all, certain people can only wear it in the summer. I wear this in the winter.
Yes, I've seen it.
You're walking into Walmart and you see this. I mean, I can do that because I don't care what you think. I don't.
As the kids would say, Coach, it's a vibe, and you have that vibe. You got it.
No, they call it drip now or something like that.
Drip, yep. You got drip.
I got drip. The guys at Barty can say, Coach has got drip. I'm like, what does that mean? I think it's a compliment, whatever it is, but nobody dares to wear my clothes. I don't know why. Who cares? I don't care.
Because it's yours. It's your drip, and nobody's touching it.
Thick-skinned, and you can't wear it, and I can. I like that. That's what separates me from the other Hawaiian shirt-wearing people. They care.
We can't even name them. Who are they?
I don't know. They're out there, I guess. But I tell you what, I am real excited about this year's football team at Keyport. Let me say why. You had a great season last year. And sometimes when you have great seasons, people write you off because graduation. But you and I know that tradition doesn't graduate. Doesn't. What I did hear, though, was excitement and the numbers are getting high for your program, because maybe that class last year, the DJ Thompsons and the Mitchells, raised the bar a little bit, and now your underclassmen are going to get it. And that's what I want to hear about. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm just as excited about your growth of your program this year than some of the other programs out there, just because you did achieve something. And now the hardest thing to do, well, let me change that. I think it's easier to get to the top. I think it's harder to stay at the top.
I agree with you. And with Group 1, you hear it a lot. With Group 1 football, it goes in cycles, right? You're going to have your good year, and then you're going to have to kind of build it back up. We're thinking and we're hoping we're at a point now where we're not doing the cycle, where we can maintain some of the successes that we've had over the last couple of years and generate that consistency that you're talking about.
Yeah. So there is a lot of excitement, and these guys aren't thinking about rebuild or whatever you call it, reload. No, you're going after it. It's a new season, the same way you did last year, right?
Absolutely, Coach.
Awesome.
And we got a lot of guys that are ready to go too, for sure.
All right. Enough about me. Enough about Keyport right now. Let's talk about you. It's about you, right? No. All right. Good. Let's talk about you now. Your resume. And I've known you as a college coach, and then you surfaced into the high school. I think you were head coach in North Jersey.
Yep.
And then you Plainfield. And then you came down here. Walk us through memory lane. All right. Walk us through memory lane, how you came and now you're at Keyport right now.
Yeah, it's I remember we got to talk about this last year, so I'm not going to. I don't want to rerun anything, but that was one of the most enjoyable conversations I had, getting to talk about where I am now, because it got me an opportunity to think about all the people that helped me get to this position
right
where I'm in now. We go, like everybody, we started high school. Kevin Smith, a mutual friend of ours, offensive coordinator Kevin Smith at Barnegat now. It's weird to say.
It is weird. No, I think it was more weird you saying that we're friends, but go ahead. No, I'm only kidding, but go ahead.
But that was a guy that coached me in high school. He was my defensive coordinator at Modern Day High School, and he showed me kind of the passion of the game, the love for the game, taught me how to kind of go about my business, and really kind of built up my confidence as a player. I wasn't the most talented guy. I worked really hard, and he kind of showed me the benefits of that approach. From there, I was lucky to go and play college football for now Shore Conference Football Hall of Fame inductee Rich Mosca at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
And getting to see him get inducted into the Hall of Fame at the All Shore game this year. Coach Mosca, passion. I mean, the passion that man has for football. He's a football lifer, and seeing that passion was infectious for us as players in college. And getting an opportunity to play for him for 4 years was, it really molded me, right? It really kind of showed me, how successful I can be. And it showed my love for the game of football. Fresh out of college, 21, 22-year-old nothing, I got an opportunity to work with Andy Camerano my first year out of college down in Spotswood. It was only 1 year, but Coach Cam is a guy I still talk to today regularly. I was talking to him today. We were talking about, sweeps and jet sweeps and rock tosses. Coach Cam kind of showed me how to go about it as a coach. I wasn't quite sure when I left college to go to the high school football. I wasn't quite sure, how do I do this? I'm 22 years old. I'm not that much older than these kids out in Spotswood. And Andy Cam was essential in just kind of helping me establish who I need to be as a coach, what the players are looking for in me. And those three guys at a very young age were just crucial in kind of getting me to see that this could be something that I want to make a career. It doesn't have to be just something that I played.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that could extend further. From there, as you mentioned, I got an opportunity to coach 3 seasons at St. Francis University under Chris Valerio. Coach V is a guy that took the doormat of the NEC. St. Francis was a program that was struggling for a while.
Yep.
He's turned them into a perennial winner. They won the NEC a couple years ago. They're always in the mix. And I was right there during that transition as we were, playing and winning against teams that typically they haven't. I also got the opportunity to coach under 2 incredible football minds, Jake Nolf, who's now the head coach at Edinburgh University, and Scott Benzel, who's the head coach at Westminster University. Those 3 guys, I joke around. That was my second college, in that I went back to college to learn football, like high-level football. Man, did I learn so much from those guys. And then at that point, 26 years old, I took a head coaching job at Plainfield High School for 2 years. Didn't really know what I was getting into, but I wanted to get back home. It was an opportunity. And in those 2 years, I learned a lot about myself, a lot about what it means to be a head coach. You trial under fire. But those 2 years of Plainfield were incredibly rewarding, which then, took me into this next phase of coaching, the people that are important. I have the blessing of being a Keyport and having a relationship with every head coach, within the last 10 years. I get an opportunity to go out to dinner with Coach Ciccatelli once or twice a year. We call them these chick dinners. And I get to see all these great alumni and former coaches and guys that played under him. And I just sit back and I listen, and I get a chance to talk to Coach Chick about, what it means to coach at Keyport. So getting an opportunity to develop a relationship with him allowed me to see how important and how fantastic of a town it is to coach at Keyport. I got to work under Jay Graham my first 2 years. My first year, we went to the state finals. And Jay's passion and love for the Keyport kid, that opened my eyes. Coach John Petchikowski, I didn't get a chance to coach Petch, but it's a friendship that I developed through our relationship at Keyport. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that, I talk to regularly, and he helps me see things, clearly. Like, don't get too high, don't get too low. And then you got Coach Carlstrom, who I worked for before I took over, another guy that saw the game, very specifically on what you need to do as a head coach. And now here I am in my 4th year, and I can't believe it. I can't believe I've been a head coach at Keyport now. This is going into my 4th season. I can't believe I'm now on my 13th year of coaching. I can't believe it. Like, 13 years ago, if you asked me that this is where I'd be, I'd say you're crazy. But, getting to think about those relationships and those people, I'm very proud of who I am. I'm very proud of, what I've accomplished as a coach, as an individual, what we've accomplished at Keyport. But there's so many people that helped me get to this point. So getting a chance to think about that and who I've gotten a chance to work with, those relationships you build with football, whether as a coach, a coach to coach, that's why we're in this game. We're here for the relationships. So, that's kind of some of the names and the people that I've gotten a chance to work for, play for, and always a great opportunity to get to think about what they've done for me and how they've helped me get into this position where I'm at today.
I think it's outstanding that you stay in touch with legend Coach Ciccatelli. Legend.
These dinners we go to, I don't say much. I try and find a spot next to Coach Ciccatelli, his brother Mark.
Both of them there.
Yeah, both of them are there. Coach Graham, some of these great alumni, Efron, Ezra Hill.
Oh my God!
And I just listen. I sit and listen, and I just listen to these guys, talk about what Keyport football means to them. And it's really just given me a great perspective on how important my position is, and it gives me strong value of it. Like, I really value this position I'm in because of what it means to other people. It's Coach Chick's been great since I've been at Keyport.
Wow. When you go there, are you the one who picks the tab up?
They haven't asked me to do that yet.
Right there, young guy gets it.
Yeah,
like the rookie.
Don't give me any ideas, Coach.
Like the rookie in the NFL.
25 people at that dinner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, my eyes would be like this, like oh my God, the names that you were just mentioning are legendary guys. Great thing. Yes. Coach Mosca, when you said en route to here, Coach Mosca, who we were at the Shore Best camp with him, and he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. A lot of people know him, and he's helped a lot of people on the way. He really, really has. Pac-Man Piskowski was my teammate at William Patterson. Yeah. So, yeah, he's up and about and all that stuff. So I like listening to everybody's Pats because, we kind of have some common people that we know, But you and I worked together in college. When you were at St. Francis, you were doing your due diligence all over the place, and you're getting all those text messages from me, and now you're here. Good for you. Do you miss college? Do you miss college football?
Yeah, to an extent. The ability to do football full year round, like the recruiting process is a very much enjoyable one, because you get to see these kids when they get that opportunity to go play college football. And I was lucky enough to coach on 1AA level. So when you get to talk to a kid, or he makes the commitment, and you see the way that the family, rejoices over that decision, and then getting a chance to coach those kids, it's really, it's special. I miss it for sure, but I think, there's parallels. The things that I loved about college football, I still have access to, and I still am able to accomplish, here on the high school level as well.
I really like high school. I wouldn't ever want to go to college. Nope. I like it.
I should say this. I don't miss the hours. I don't miss the 16-hour days of sleeping in the office and then waking up at 5 a.m. to get ready for the next coach's meeting. Like the hours are a lot. I don't miss the hours, but the high school football is great. College football is great. Football is great. I can't get enough of it.
Coach, I coached at Lacey, and those hours were the same as yours. 15 hours with Coach Versillo, 16.
Coach Versillo runs a tight shift down there.
Oh, my God. I might as well stay in the field house at 12 at night because we have a meeting at 5 in the morning the next day. Why should I drive home? And I've been there, done it. Those are the things you say in your head. But we love football, and that's evident with you. You love it. Doing a great job, Coach. I like what you're doing. You're running it like a college program, your Keyport program. You really are. I watching you on the 7-on-7s and seeing you during the season, and it's a program. There's norms that you want from the kids, and they're doing a good job. Speaking out in the public and on and off the field, they're doing it right.
And that's a credit to the kids. Kids buy in.
Buy
And
in.
when the kids buy in, as a head coach, any type of coach, when you get to see the kids take over a program and make it theirs, as a coach, for me, that's probably the most rewarding thing. I
Yeah.
love, when my players are like, hey, the food pantry needs help this week. Can we go down there? Can we get a couple guys to go down there? They're taking the initiative to do those things. I'm not asking them to stay at Pop Warner and help out. They want to stay there and help out. We got a great group of kids at Keyport. Really, the whole group from freshman to senior. Really an impressive group of young men, and I'm lucky to be their head coach. I really am.
Nice. I can't wait to hear more about Keyport. You ready? You ready to talk a
Yeah,
little?
let's do it.
You ready to talk Keyport football? Let's do it. Coach, may I? Ever want to wear that thing? No mask, no COVID, and no more pods. We're not talking pods. I never heard of that word before, pod and all that stuff. Okay, enough. But this is back to normal. Back to normal. Life was different for all of us, on the field, off the field, everywhere. But those kids, in terms of football, those seniors have not had a normal off-season routine for 2 years. Now think of that. After their freshman football season was their last normal off-season workouts. So what I want you to do is tell us, all right, and you had to reteach your program because this is your 4th year. So you had to reteach your normal routine workouts to all those guys, which is probably something you weren't prepared to because usually it goes and you keep it going. But just walk us through, what does a normal off-season look like under your direction?
So, it's a commitment to play this game of football, and I think we're lucky right now at Keyport. We have about 50 guys that are making that commitment to put in the time and the work in order to be successful. You talk about our off-season program. We are doing as much learning as we are doing physical work. For me, if the guys aren't understanding the game of football, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to win a game of football. So, we are, I would say, our typical Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are breaking it up into 3 sections. We're in the classroom for 45 minutes. We're in the weight room for 45 minutes. And we're conditioning and getting ourselves positionally ready on the field for another 45 minutes. So these guys, they're doing a lot every day. But, it's very important for us that they understand the game. And at a Group 1 school, you got all different types of levels of understanding. You got our older guys that have been around, that have played the game, that know our system and structure, and they're ready. Today they were talking about, like, let's put in Cowboy, which is one of our run plays. And I'm like, let's just take a step back, let's just make sure we got this right for everybody, and then we'll take that next step. So, our off-season program, it's great that we're at a point now where we don't have to worry about those things that you mentioned, pods, groupings, close contacts, things like that. Because we're at a point now in our program. Every year I've been here, the roster has gotten bigger. And every year I've been here, the attendance at workouts has gotten larger. We're averaging 42 guys at a workout a day, which for us are really good numbers.
It's good anyway.
We have a roster of about 50 from freshman to senior. We're very excited about that, specifically because it shows that kids are wanting to play. We had a drop in numbers for a little bit there, and it's very exciting for me to see the kids want to come out and they want to learn and they want to put in the work because they see, how beneficial this game can really be. So, our off-season program, we're hitting all facets of it. And on top of it, community service, right? Helping down at the local food pantry, helping down with different areas in the community that need assistance, whether it's moving stuff, coaching up, younger kids with the youth football program. That's why I'm excited to move forward, because we can start doing these things again. Those 2 years when we were in the thick of it, we couldn't do any community service. My first year here, we, with the Merla family, a big name in Keyport, we did the Thanksgiving, we did the Christmas, we did the Easter dinners, breakfast. We were doing them all. We were setting them up. We were breaking them down. We were helping the day of. And then all of a sudden, we couldn't do that stuff anymore. And part of the thing that makes football at Keyport great is the community. So for us to get an opportunity to, get back involved with that, That's something I'm very much looking forward to. And then we have, down at the Keyport waterfront, our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Donnie Blanks. He's got this beautiful gym, the real gym down on the waterfront. And every Thursday, off season, during the season, we are down there and we are getting after it. And Coach Donnie, it's real gym, right? 2 M's, mind and muscle. And Coach Donnie's, not only teaching these men about strength building and strength and conditioning, but he's also talking to them about being men and how they need to carry themselves in this town, in this community, and how important they are to this town and this community. So, just getting that sense of normalcy is definitely important for us, Coach. And we're excited about getting to hit all 3 phases: classroom, weight room, field work, community service, get involved in the town. These are all big parts of what we want to be doing on a regular basis.
Love hearing that. I just love, the kids going after school, going into the weight room. We're talking about beginning of the winter too, right on up into the 7-on-7s, and you don't have to take temperature checks and all that stuff. So that's great, man. Kids got something to look forward to. But the main thing is they're around each other, and that's important. Like you said, your program's built around your community, and the Keyport takes care of Keyport. Always has.
Absolutely.
Always has.
And the thing I'm most excited about getting to do again is our team dinners. We still couldn't even do those last year because of the COVID restrictions and the concerns of close contacts.
Yeah.
The team football dinners, anybody that's played football knows how special those dinners are. And if you're a coach, just getting to sit there and watch these kids, Coach Moscow always used to say, break bread with each other, right?
Yeah.
Just break bread with each other, spend time with each other. Don't talk about football, just spend time with each other. Enjoy each other's company. I'm so excited to get those going again. Those were my high points of the week. You wrap up practice, mom, dad, the parents, the town, the community, they got dinner for us up at the cafeteria. I can't wait to get those going again because those are really special. Like 2 hours, hour and a half, 90 minutes. But man, it's special just watching them just enjoy each other's company, seeing that family atmosphere come together.
We used to joke around. My coaches said, certain kids would always be there on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, we would feed the kids and watch film. So I said, come on, we're going to watch film. Pizza's on us. So everybody would go. We would feed them. The night before, they would be fed. And then Friday, the game day, they get fed right there. Kids, coaches included, put 5 pounds on the last 3 days. But sometimes food, Coach, you're right, though. Food with getting work done really bonds you together. It does. It really does.
I'm very excited to get those going again. I really am. The parents are excited. The kids are excited. I mean, that's something we really missed out on. The community service, the tight-knit family community stuff that this town is known for. Really excited to get that going
again. I do miss having a conversation with some of the team moms. You can't cancel the game. My baked ziti is baking as we speak. And I'm like, what? And I'm getting from her, so I would tell the coaches, they go, we canceling the game? Can't. Why not? It's going to be torrential downpour. The baked ziti is going to be, what? But sometimes that food can really, stir you in a certain way of playing the game or not playing the game. Baked ziti, you don't cancel. I'll tell you that.
the other good one from parents is, well, how much should we make? How many guys do you have? Yeah. I go, well, we got about 45, 50 guys, but they're not normal guys. They're football players. So keep that account.
Yeah. How much would they be satisfied with? Well, unlimited. Yeah. Coach, let's hear your coaching staff for this season.
So we are, I'm very excited about the guys that I work with. I'll start at the top with my offense coordinator. His name is Angelo Morocco. Me and him, I got tied up with him. I met him when I was at Plainfield. Mm-hmm. He was my offensive coordinator my 2 years at Plainfield. He stayed there for a little bit longer after I left. Me and Coach Mo, we go all the way back to, he was on the Wilkes team that's now in the Hall of Fame, and we ended up playing each other. He was the starting center. I was the free safety when Wilkes and FDU played each other. But Coach Morocco is our offensive coordinator. He's been our offensive coordinator since I came on as head coach. Great guy. The kids love him. there are times when he pops up in the room and the kids just give him a big round of applause because he really generates a relationship with these kids, a genuine care for these kids. And he does a great job getting our athletes in positions to make plays. Our defense coordinator is Coach McGuire, Jimmy McGuire. Jimmy McGuire is a Keyport guy. Played under Coach Ciccatelli. He's a valedictorian at Keyport High School. A guy that is successful now in his adult life. He's our defensive coordinator. Me and him have been working together now for 7 years. 7 years. When I was at DC, when I first came to Keyport, he was my right-hand guy. And since I've taken over, he's taken over the defense and has done a fantastic job with that. He knows what I want from a defense, and he does a great job as far as coaching it. And he's, we like having guys from Keyport being around. And Jimmy is a guy that's been successful. He's the head girls basketball coach. He's doing a great job with that program. Coach Miller is our Pete Miller. He's our longest. I think he's the longest tenured coach at Keyport. He was coaching way back with Coach Ciccatelli. He's our quarterbacks coach. Coach Miller played quarterback under Coach Ciccatelli. Another guy that he went to Keyport High School. He's now a successful individual as an adult. He wants to give back to the community. He also, he's had opportunity to coach other places, but he wants to be at Keyport because the town means that much to him. And this year we're bringing on Kyle Keelan to do the offense and defensive line. Kyle is the head baseball coach here as well. Me and Coach Keelan played against each other in high school. He was at Keensburg when I was at Mater Dei. We're the same age. And he's coming on. He played at Kane University. And he's going to be doing our offense and defensive line. We're very excited to have him on and get him back in the football mix. The one thing I like about my assistants is, one, their head coach is somewhere else. Coach Miller's the middle school head basketball coach. Coach McGuire's the girls basketball coach. Coach Keelan's the head baseball coach. So we all have the understanding of what it takes to, be a successful coach, to be organized, to be structured. So we all see things the same way there. We also have 3 guys that help us out, the volunteers. Coach Jerry Horahan, he's the captain of the Matawan Police Department. Anytime we can get Coach Horahan to come down, work with our offense and defensive line, his presence, he has a presence. When he comes down to the old line, man, those kids know it. They are chest up, eyes, attention, but, they're excited because they know the passion that Coach Horahan brings to football. We got Coach Jason Lightbourne, another guy that's been working a lot with the Pop Warner and the youth programs over the years. We're bringing him up with us this year to help out with wide receivers and defensive backs. Another guy that, he's helping out, like Zavon Crank's going to William Patterson this upcoming season, the senior that graduated. He's helping out Zavon, and I asked him, I was like, hey, what do you need for that? What do you need? What do you charge? He goes, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of this kid. We're going to make sure he's going to be set up and he's ready to go. Love that about, these guys. And then the last one is Coach Donnie Blanks. I mentioned him before. Strength and conditioning guy. He's got a local gym down in Keyport right on the waterfront. If you're ever down at that beautiful waterfront in Keyport, you'll see it. Real gym, big gym. He's an intense guy. He knows everything that you need to know about building strength. But where me and him see eye to eye is the mind part, right? Understanding, the mental aspects of not only playing football, but also being a man and growing up and being, and taking on responsibilities. And Coach Donnie, me and him, we've known each other now for 7 years. That's my guy. We are very close. I love that guy and everything he's done for our program. And all those guys, those guys are so essential to the success. They give so much time. Oh, yeah. To our kids. And I'm very lucky to have a staff with me like that.
It's great. You got guys that really complement, your coaching staff in many different ways. You really do. Got, town guys, personalities. Isn't it important to you to have different personalities on the team as a coaching staff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to, right? And for me, let me handle all the tough stuff. I want my assistants to love these guys up. I want them to coach them up. The one thing I tell my coaches is coach them up every play. You got to say something every rep, every drill. you have to be speaking. Excuse me. In our practices, I want there a lot of talking. I want this coach talking to the guard. I want this coach talking to the tailback. I want this coach talking to the tight end. After every play, after every rep, you got to coach them up. You coach every single rep, and these guys own that aspect.
And Coach, I'm glad you said that. I've always said that because these guys are they're like dogs. They want to hear some feedback, and it could be, way to get out of your break. Wait, just something. Let them know that you saw them. That's important. Yes. If there's nothing being said, then it gets to be contagious and nothing going on. Hey, way to hop, good job. Just let them know, comment, so they know that you saw them and all that. You're right. That's important. It really is. Really is.
I learned that when I was coaching college. I was working with Scott Benzel, and me and him worked with the defensive backs. And I remember it was one practice, for whatever reason, I wasn't saying much. I don't remember the context. He looked at me, he goes, "You good?" And Coach Benzel's a fiery guy, right? So when he's talking to you, you're listening, player or coach. Right. He goes, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you gonna talk? You gonna coach today?" I was like, "Yo, yeah, you're right. Sorry." He's like, and then he pulled me aside. He goes, "You got to coach every single rep.
Yeah.
You got to speak every single rep." And I carried that with me.
I had it with my team one time. They were kind of they weren't focused and all that. So I said, every play, I want to hear something positive being screamed at by all you guys every time we were doing a drill, whatever. So when the kids are doing it, they had to say something like, "Quick feet, 2, 3, way to pump your arms." They were making things up, but they were being positive doing it, and they were having fun with it. And it made the practice more fun. They stopped, slapping each other, throwing water and all that stuff. And if they didn't, my clock would always change to we're gonna get 2.5 hours of good practice. If not, you might get home a little later, but my 2.5 hours of practice are going to be the way I want it. It's amazing what kids will do when they're forced to do it. But talking to the kids, I think it was very important to let the guy know that we're watching you. We got your back. Great way to work. Nothing negative. It was all positive, because kids today, it's hard for them to echo something positive about somebody else if it's not about them.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, I'm not going to retweet that guy because I'm not in that thing. I can't stand that, but that's important. Coaching it up. I like that. Coach up your kids every play. All right, Coach. To the left is your football schedule. To the right, it's the Patriot division. I want to hear what you think about your schedule, and then we'll talk about the division briefly. Go ahead.
So the schedule, I know when we got our schedule, we were very excited about the opportunity. One of the things we're very happy about what we accomplished last year is we beat Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4 schools. But if it's up to us, we want to play schools that are, our size, our level. And, you take a look at our schedule right now, and we're getting that opportunity. So I'm very excited about our schedule. I'm excited about what I believe is parity and fair opportunities for all the teams. It's something we at Keyport have been pushing for a while now. And it's nice to see that we're not doing it in a way in which, we're playing Keensburg and Point Beach twice. Very excited about some of these cross-conference games that we have. We have 3 of them on the schedule. So, we open up week 0 with Manville. We were supposed to play Monterey High School week 1. Obviously, that's not happening now. We were unable to get a game week 1. So we did get lucky in essence in that we were able to schedule something with Manville. We played Manville in the playoffs 6-7 years ago. Coach Corbett Tuck had a great season last year, 6-3. Wing T does a great job over there. We know we got a tough matchup that week 0. That's why I've been preparing as hard as we have this summer, trying to get situated for that. All our away games are Friday night. We're Friday Night Warriors this year. So that's pretty cool. We don't get to play a lot of away games too often, or night games, excuse me. Finally get Asbury Park back on our schedule. I love that rivalry. My first year here, we beat them in the regular season. We lost them in the state finals. Every game after that has been, overtime. We lost in the last 2 minutes. We win in the last 2 minutes. Those Asbury Park Keyport games are intense. They are fun. They are entertaining. Coach Davenport, I feel like me and him have been coaching against each other for what seems like an eternity these past 7 years. Every time we matched up, he does such a great job and putting his guys in positions to make plays. We know we got a big task in front of us on that Friday. We're looking forward to getting that rivalry going again.
Coach,
Um,
they play Fridays.
yeah, Friday night, 6 p.m., baby.
Asbury
Down.
Park has lights.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go down. They got that beautiful.
No, I know they do. I thought they played all Saturday games.
Yeah, so we got them Friday night. Looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to playing Asbury again. You know that I understood what the Shore did with the conference, the divisions the last couple of years, but you know us not playing Asbury just felt weird. It just felt really, really weird us not playing them. Week 3, Point Beach, Coach Saccone, me and him, we both came in head coach same year. And every single game that Keyport and Point Beach play is a bloodbath. It is just an absolute fantastically fun time getting to coach against Saccone and his guys. Man, those kids play really, really hard for him. It doesn't matter if they are 7-3, if they're having a rough season, they're going to show up. And we saw firsthand how much better that Point Beach team is getting. We saw that at the end of the year last year. Very excited to continue that rivalry with them. We're also happy to see Shore. You know, since Shore is now back to being a Group 1 school, excited to see them back down in our division. Shore Keyport have had, you know, I hear about Shore Keyport games from the 90s. You know, I've been hearing about them for a while. So, you know, Coach Kaz coming, bringing his squad back down in the division. We know that Wing T. We know that they got some really good linemen. You know, the Whitaker kid's stud. You know, they're very confident. They've done very, very well for themselves the last couple of years. So we're excited about that opportunity. Here's kind of the wild card. We're playing Gateway, which is a West Jersey team down in South Jersey. Don't know much about Gateway. South Jersey football. We Keyport have had the opportunity to play Williamboro and Salem, or two out of the last 4 years in the playoffs. We know that South Jersey football is the real deal.
They're good, Coach. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gateway last year, they played a combination of Salem, Woodbury, you know, the Paulsboro, you know, the who's of the South Jersey, you know, Group 1. They were playing them. They're playing them tough. We know that's going to be a tough physical game for us. But I like the opportunity that game presents. Followed up with Lakewood. All right, Coach Clark. Me and Coach Clark, both disciples of Coach Mosca. You know, Coach Clark does a great job with those guys down in Lakewood. We had a very spirited game last year, a lot of back and forth. His guys are hungry. I know he's hungry. We're excited to host them towards the end of the year. Keensburg, Battle of the Bell, Battle of the Bay Shore Bell. You know, I think, in my most humble opinion, I think one of the best rivalries in the Shore Conference. And we say rivalry, but I also mean respect. You know, there is a lot of respect between our program and Coach Reed's now. You know, when I heard that Coach Reed was taking over, I was a little bummed out because he's such a good offensive mind. You know, one of my first questions I would always ask Coach Bird is, what's Coach Reed got for us today? What's he got in his bag of tricks today? What's he going to be doing that we haven't seen today? He does such a great job getting those guys in positions to make plays. And the rivalry is very real. And, you know, we're excited. You know, we have the Bay Shore Bell right now. We're looking forward to trying to defend the Bay Shore Bell. And I liked where that game's positioned toward the end of the year, too. There's going to be a lot riding on that game as we get closer to the end of the year. So, you know, they bring a ton of guys back. You know, we're looking forward to playing them. And then my good friend, Coach Fentz down in New Egypt. Coach Fentz is, I think, one of the most stand-up individuals in all of New Jersey high school football. Me and Coach Fentz, you know, last year, we would exchange about a text a week. And it was, you know, it was gassing the other guy up. It was, you know, picking the guy up. Maybe they got a tough loss. You know, Coach Fentz is, I am very privileged to say that Coach Fentz has become a very good friend of mine through coaching over these years. And I'm excited to match up against him. He's such a good coach. And I know me and him are both looking forward to that game, you know, just as a friendly competition between us two, but also two Group 1 football programs that had really good years last year that want to, like I mentioned before, we want to both maintain that. We don't want to go through cycles. want to establish some consistency and expectations. So the schedule is exciting. We're very excited about the schedule and the opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what our guys do with this type of schedule.
Yeah, I mean, well said, Coach. Little trivia though about Steve Fentz. Where did he coach last before he went to New Egypt?
It was probably with you and Coach Kevin
Yeah,
Barnegat, right?
he left Barnegat. I was very proud that he became the head coach at New Egypt. You win a prize. You win a prize. Coach, let's talk the Patriot division. A lot of parity there. A lot of parity there. Top to bottom, it's going to be hard to pick 1 to 6. You know, I bet you if you gave this to like 10 coaches and said pick your order 1 to 6, I don't think too many people are going to be correct because you never know. There's a lot of teams here that could beat anybody on any day of the week. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. You know, I heard Coach Clark talking about it in your interview you did with him. You know, every team here is bringing what they think is something back that they're very excited about. You know, whether it's, Keensburg and their offensive line, Beach bringing the quarterback, Asbury bringing all the skill that they have. Coach Clark's got a lot of good linemen and skill players. Coach Kaz has, a lot of talent at the offensive and defensive line. Everybody's excited about something. And me personally, I'm just excited to see how our guys match up against it. You got rivalries that have been existing as long as the short conference has.
Right.
And I agree with you. I think it's going to be a week-to-week thing. I wouldn't be shocked to see, later in the year, the team that might be at the bottom knocking off the team that's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a really competitive schedule. And it goes back to that traditional division that existed for as long as it did.
Yeah.
With Lakewood now included, but Lakewood I think is a good fit for what we have as a division. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to see what other teams are doing. There's so many good coaches in this division. It'll definitely be entertaining. I think there'll be a lot of attention with the Patriot division this year. And on top of that, in Lakewood excluded, but the Group 1 playoff implications as well.
Oh, yeah.
You got 5 Group 1 football teams that want to make the playoffs. And with all the talent that exists down in South Jersey, every school is very much aware of how important each win and each week is going to be. So it'll definitely be exciting to see it play out. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of competition amongst all the programs.
Yeah, just a lot of equal teams, Coach. And it's got to be exciting where you have a chance to be in every single football game in your own division, right?
Yeah. It's we had the opportunity last year. We were playing Monmouth for what was essentially the divisional game. We were there, right? Our guys were in that position. If you ask them, they'll tell you they didn't play their best game, and they know it. So I'm excited of hopefully putting ourselves back in a position and an opportunity to do that. But our guys know the way that we got to do it. 1 week at a time. Only week that matters is that week and that task at hand. And we'll see how that plays out for us.
Coach, what are you running offensively, defensively?
Offensively, I guess you could say we're, traditional pro team. We're working a lot out of the gun, but we're also under center a lot. One of the things I really appreciate about Coach Morocco, our offensive coordinator, we don't have a set system or structure. I don't have the luxury of, being a masterclass wing T or triple option, guru. But one thing me and Coach Mo, and specifically Coach Mo, does a great job of is we evaluate what we have and we make our adjustments based on what we think that group's going to be successful with. You look at our first 2 years, we were running a lot of inside, outside zone. Last year, we started working more towards a little bit more of a gap scheme. And I think you'll see a little bit more of that this year. Obviously, there's no hiding who we got back there. Got a really talented running back. We want to make sure he gets the opportunity to be as impactful as we think he can be. So that's what we're working on offensively. Defensively, I'm a 4-3 guy. That's where I've been. But teams that play us, they know that we're not just in a 4-3 stack cover 2. We're moving around over, under. We can kick it to an Okie front. We like to present a lot of variety cosmetically on the defensive side of things. And our guys, credit to them, have learned it, right? And they've learned, the different skills and the techniques and the components of our defensive schemes for us to be successful there.
All right, Coach, I want to do something different this year, and I wanted to have top position groups. I think it's important to have groups that lead your offense, defense, and special teams. And when you have many more than just one player, it's really kind of good to have on your team. So here I broke down your team. Tell me if I'm right. I think I have a good feel for your team. I think the strength of your offense is your O line, led by Ryan Burns, led by Shawan Singe and Mason Eldridge. I think their experience and I think their level of play is going to help you lead you offensive. We already know you have a good running back, but I think it's going to start up front with those guys, right?
It has to, right? And we were talking about it today in our meeting. They need to take the responsibility of being or trying to be just as good as we know Nas is. They have the opportunity to open the holes for him. They have an opportunity to really showcase Nas's skills.
Mm-hmm.
So, that group, which is excitingly young, Shawan Singh was a sophomore last year, is going to be a junior. Same thing with Ryan Burns. Mason Eldridge is going to be a senior. So these are three guys that started every game last year. They got a lot of experience. And we think we got some really good guys ready to step up. Some guys that got some varsity experience last year. So we're excited to see, I put a lot of pressure on those guys, because I think we're going to be as good as they will be.
Yep.
If we struggle on the offensive line, that's going to be, not great for us as a program. But if they're as good as I think they can be, that's just going to make Nas that much better. That's going to make our program that much better.
Nas needs this much of a gap. That's all he needs. So with that line, you're going to be all right then. Good. Defensively, I think your D-line. I think your defensive line unit led by Ryan Burns, by Fitzgerald, and Liam Killiam. I think those three are going to be the leaders of your defense. Agree?
Yeah, and you're talking about three guys that are very productive at the defensive line. In a 4-3, if they're going to encompass four guys out of the 11, you want to see some production there. Ryan Burns in his first start had close to 16, I think 18 tackles at defensive end. Kevin Fitzgerald was a presence every single game. Had 3 sacks last year, and then Liam Killian was a freshman. Was a freshman that started all 10 games at defensive tackle. And I don't know if you saw the line from Pinelands or Lakewood last year. He was hanging in there and really showing not only toughness, but he's got a high football IQ.
Good.
So, those three are definitely going to be the anchor of our defense. We think not only are they going to be good, but you're going to see them. They're going to be productive. They're going to have a presence. They're going to influence and impact the game. Very excited about both those positional groups.
You ready for the next one? I think I'm going to shock you. We're going to talk special teams. We all know you have one of the top athletes, runners out there, Nazir Treadwell. I know he could be a returner. I know that's the easy thing to say, but I'm going to top it. I think the strength of your team is that sophomore, Matt Fredericks, long snapping. Coach, let me tell you something about him. Saw him on film, saw he was a freshman. I think that he is your strength of your special teams. I know what you got there, but when you have a snapper like him and you got him for 3 more years, that's something special.
Yeah. One of the things I love about Max, he's a very hardworking kid. But you saw him as a freshman, was the opportunity to get on the field O-line at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Was it there? Maybe not. But where it was available was at long snapper. He took it. He owned it. And one of the best things about having not only a consistent and efficient long snapper is that cleans everything else up, right? If the snap is getting back there quick, the timing should beat the block every single time on a field goal. If that snap is getting back there quick, timing should beat any punt block, when it's presented. So, I agree with you wholeheartedly. To have Max not only get experience as a freshman, to own it and do very well, but to have that, with us for the next 3 years is definitely a luxury for us.
So I did my homework on you guys, did I?
Coach, there's nobody that does more homework than you with any football teams. Your extensive knowledge of not only Keyport but the short conference it's unmatched.
Coach is reading the cue cards. I sent him what to say. All right, Coach, let's talk about your 2022 returning players and top newcomers. But before you go on, I know you and everybody talks about it. It's everybody loves to say who you graduated. You lost DJ Thompson. Yeah, we know he was an all-star kid and outstanding kid. You know George Mitchell, who you lost to. But it's not of who you lost; it's what you have, and I think that's important. And I'll tell you one name you're going to have. We already mentioned the other guys. Nazir Treadwell. Nazir Treadwell, and he's only a junior, Coach. 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, average around 8 yards a carry. I don't care. Wherever he is on the field, he is a threat, and he's going to make everybody better. And it sounds like you got a lot of pieces that are ready to, with a chip on their shoulder, ready to prove to themselves and other people that Keyport's here to stay. So let's hear about those returners and also those newcomers that's going to help you be successful on the football field.
Yeah, I mean, if I got an opportunity, I do want to talk about Nazir Treadwell. He's an all-American person. He is the high character, low maintenance. He has recently been inducted into National Honor Society. One of the most exciting moments I had for him this summer is he went to a Yale prospect camp, one of their prospect camps over at Yale. And the coaches, not even before the camp was over, are calling me up and they're asking me, like, what's going on, expressing that interest. And for a kid like that works as hard as he does in every aspect, he's so humble, he's so quiet, he's not going to brag, he's not going to showboat, he's not going to show anybody up. He is a team guy, and he has all the talent in the world, but he's got an even better work ethic. And what a luxury it is for us to have him for another 2 years. He was such a nice compliment to what we had last year. I'm excited to see him kind of take on the role of being the guy, not because he's talented, because I know he's ready for it. And I can't wait to see what he does, with that opportunity. And what he's doing is he's just elevating the other guys around him. I have not seen a weight room, culture like we've had since the end of last year to now. I haven't seen anything like that since the 2016 state final run. And he's at the front of it. You see him on game day, you're going to understand why. He looks the part, he plays the part, he acts the part.
Good.
So he's definitely somebody we're very excited to showcase. We're very excited to watch what he's able to accomplish. You talked about losing out, graduating some guys, but you also mentioned excitement for what we have. And I think probably in our division, we probably bring back the least amount of returning starters. Yeah. But when I look at our roster, I see 14 guys that started or played in a game last year. Got reps at that position. So 14 guys on offense, 13 guys on defense. We have guys that have experience, and these guys are hungry because they saw the success that we had last year, and they want to continue it, and they have the experience to do it. It's not going in blindly. So, you take a look. I'm going to start just at the wide receiver position. We got 2 guys that we are so excited to showcase this year, in Mike Ford and Max Judson. Max was the starting center on the basketball team, the team that went to the state final against Burlington City. He is all 6'4". He is long. He attacks the football. He uses his body better than a lot of kids I've seen in recent years. Very excited to see what he's able to accomplish out on the perimeter. Mike Ford is another guy who was the backup point guard on that basketball team last year. Mike can jump through the roof. Mike attacks the football. He is so smooth. It looks effortless in what he does. We're very excited to, put those guys on, showcase those guys. To complement those 2 offensively, we have Andre Matthews, Derek Ostrovich in the slot. Derek was also our starting strong safety, second team all division. But we lose some guys on the perimeter, but we're very excited about what we're bringing back. We have the speed, we have the toughness, we have the want to on the perimeter this year offensively. The offensive line, We bring back 3 of the 5. We're very excited to watch some of these other guys step up. Ben Morgan is a guy that was at Mater Dei Prep when Mater Dei Prep closed. Ben came home back to Keyport. Ben, I think, is situating himself in a position to be a big contributor to our team. We're very excited to see what Ben can do. A couple other guys on the offensive line, Anthony Gonzalez, Anthony Leone, 2 other guys that have been working so hard this offseason. They are hungry. They are ready to try and win a position on that offensive line and play in and out. So, on top of that, we already talked about, Burns and Shawan and Mason on the offensive line.
Mhm.
Kevin Fitzgerald's another kid, probably transitioning him to tight end this year. Big, long body, 6'3", 210, 215, really physical player. We're very excited to see him as the tight end, trying to set that edge for us. Defensively, we're very excited about what we bring back on the defensive line and watching some other guys fill in that last spot. Max Judson's a defensive end who's also a receiver that will help us out there. You take a look at our linebackers. I'm very excited for this linebacker group. We have 2 guys that are going to be playing this year linebacker that probably could have been starters for us last year or big contributors, and they're brothers. So Logan Blanks was a junior last year. He was a regular player for us until he had an injury week 2 against Keensburg, which knocked him out for the rest of the year. And his younger brother, Roman Blanks, who was a freshman last year, he tore his ACL in the 8th grade. So he didn't get an opportunity to play last year. Roman would have been the guy as a freshman that would have definitely contributed. We have both those guys as our outside linebackers. Tough, physical kids that are long, athletic. They can do a lot of different things in that position. And then you got Mason Eldridge in the middle of them. So we're very excited about that linebacker group. Derek Ostrovich is kind of our key returner on the defensive backfield. Nazir Treadwell is as good of a running back as Nas is. He's a fantastic corner as well. He's got great footwork, great length. He's a really, really good corner. But to kind of complement and support them, we have Mike Ford will probably be working in safety. Justin Fernandez, Mikey Nichols are trying to, get one of those spots. Ryan Ostrovich is a guy who really, you talk about last year, came up big for us, started at corner for us for about 2-3 games at the end of the year when we got banged up. He took that corner position, and one of the best things about corners is if you don't notice them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan did a fantastic job stepping up. He's put himself in a position to take that starting corner role. He's also in a very competitive competition at quarterback. He's done a phenomenal job. He's a guy that's been a quarterback now for 3 years, and he's been waiting, and he's hungry, and you're seeing all that development and that learning and understanding in our offense. You see how comfortable he is in it. A lot of guys, man, we and we're very excited about all of them. Like I said, we don't bring back maybe as many as Keensburg and Point Beach, but we got guys that have experience. We got guys that know what it takes to play varsity football, that guys that, I think will step in, without skipping a beat. And very excited about this group that we have this year. Really am.
It's interesting, Coach. You were a college coach, so I mean, you know what colleges are looking for, and you knew when you were at St. Francis if a kid was a notch higher, maybe or below. Nazir Treadwell. Yes, everybody knows him as a running back, but I mean, I've also heard that people like him on defense too. Where do you see, or should I just say, looking at your athletes, you can give them a fair assessment of where you think they lie in a college because you've been there, done it, right? I hope those guys know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And, a lot of people will look at Nas and they'll ask us, why isn't he playing linebacker? Why isn't he playing safety? Because he is built like a brick house.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot, 6'1". He's 195, 200 pounds. Like,
Right.
why is he playing linebacker? He's that big in Group 1. Well, if I can shut down half the field with him, but also give him tape on a spot that he'll be recruited at, for me, that's a win-win for him. It's a win for us as a program. And having an opportunity to put a guy in a position that will not only help us as a team, but also help them if they have the interest in playing football on the next level. that's something I take pride in. I've been here at Keyport now this is going to be my 7th season, 4th as a head coach at a Group 1 football program. And Jay Graham and Andy Carlstrom helped out, but I feel like I've been very instrumental in the recruiting. 7 years, we've sent 19 kids to go play college football. 19 at a Group 1 school. And we've had some good teams, we've had some bad teams, but I am so proud of the fact that we're giving these kids that want that opportunity, we're giving them and helping facilitate that opportunity for them. I take pride in my relationships with the college coaches that I have. I take pride in our opportunity in getting exposure for our kids, because I'm sick and tired of the always Group 1, this, that, and all the other, crap that comes with that. If our guys can play college football and they want to play college football, I want to give them an opportunity to do that. And I think we've done a really good job of that at Keyport the last 7 years.
Coach, I want to add to that. And that was my biggest thing, is that there's no such thing as a Group 1 player. There are Group 1 programs, meaning smaller numbers. But all I'm saying is, on your roster, at any point, at any time, anybody, and let me add, the all-time leading rusher in New Jersey went to Keyport. He did quite well.
Yep, the Moose.
He was a Group 1 school football player, but there's no such thing as a Group 1 player. There's not.
Yep.
There's not. And that kid Treadwell, he could play. I was just thinking he could play outside linebacker. He could, because you don't know how he's going to grow with his body.
Yeah.
So
and we've sent to high level. Devin Meza went to Central Connecticut State. DJ Thompson's going to East Stroudsburg. Greg Robinson had an opportunity to go to St. Francis. So it's not even just like, okay, we're sending these guys to high level football.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, they'll find you.
Yep.
And I love the fact that we've been able to kind of give those kids that are good enough the exposure that they deserve, so they can take those opportunities.
I had some debates with people about, people were saying about DJ Thompson. Well, blah, blah. I said, you tell me that he can't play for anybody in the Shore? All right. If he wasn't their one guy, he could be the number 2 or what. He could play for anybody, just like Treadwell can play for anybody. And I'm just singling him out. I'm not saying the other guys can't, but I'm just saying that there's no such thing as a Group 1 player. I hated when people would say things like that, Group 1 or Group 2, or and that's that. I've coached every group, Group 5, group, and kids are kids.
Yeah.
It's just that you may not have as many kids to have different things but kids are kids. And if you're good enough, they'll find you in college. Right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
They're looking for that needle in the haystack.
They look good when they find the needle in the haystack.
Right? So, Coach, great job, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Best off-season preview that exists in the Shore Conference.
I wish I could show you a picture of my cat. I'm going to show you a picture of my cat.
The Shore Football Report. You got the cat?
See my cat? Look at that cat. Look at that cat.
Yeah.
You put her to sleep. Or him or her. I don't even know. Is it a boy?
Let's see if I get the dog over here. There's the pitty.
Ah, nice. What's up, my man?
She's bored.
You know what? I like animals and all that, but I do call the dog and cats he, she. I get confused. I wish there was I don't know, but yeah, my wife always yelled at me. Your animals. It's a she. Like, oh, excuse me, right? Good. I'm really insulting the animal world out there, right? But Coach, thank you very much. This was a great talk. Always a pleasure. I love talking to all you coaches. I take notes. I have all the players, all the teams on here. I'm taking notes like I'm in college, writing stuff down.
Old school.
I love it.
Pen and paper, baby.
And then when you're done, I'm going to put it on the computer. I am taking a lot of pride knowing as many players and programs as possible. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right.
And there's no doubt you are doing it 100% right. You're doing it for the kids. The kids love it. I continuously can't thank you enough for the exposure you give Keyport and all the other teams, especially the small schools, though. But I really do appreciate what you do for us. It does mean a lot.
A little spot here for the smaller schools, just because hey, we're here too. No crap. Yeah, you are. And a lot of people don't do that. They just focus on certain things or programs. Have been there, done it. But there's good football all around, man. And again, like
Good
I say it all
football
the time.
stories.
Kids are kids, behavior wise, athletic wise, feelings. They have the same problems in this place as they do over here. Kids are kids, man, and we're only this far apart on the map. So I don't buy it that you know just because you go to this school you should get all the press or whatever. So
Right.
pleasure. This will be up. I'm going to talk to your boys in a couple minutes. They're excited. They've been messaging me nonstop. I hope I hope they're this aggressive on the football field. No, I'm only kidding. Uh,
I hope they do a good job for you, Coach.
I hope they bring their A game. You know what I'm saying?
I told them you better bring it. You better bring it. Don't be boring.
I love when the players get on there, their eyes open up like, oh my God, he's got a Hawaiian shirt. Like, and I freak him out and all that. But yeah, I'm the Hawaiian shirt dude that talks football 24/7, and I'm excited to be talking about Keyport. Really excited, Coach. You guys need anything during the season, let me know. You'll be seeing myself for Scott Stump throughout the year. The thing I like about your Saturday games is they're Saturday, and you play at 12. Yeah. So there's really right? There's no excuse not to go. Right? Everybody's playing Fridays, you're playing Saturday.
There's not a lot of Saturday games anymore either. So many people play Friday night. So we love our Saturday noon traditions.
Good for you, man. I'm real happy. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Great things are coming out of Keyport. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks again, Coach.
Bye. All right, now we got 4 outstanding Keyport football players, 3 seniors, and 1 little junior. I don't mean be little, Nas, but 1 junior. All right. So let me introduce you guys first, and then let's get right into the 5 questions. A lot to talk about. To the left, we have the outstanding defensive end, tight end senior, Kevin Fitzgerald. All right. Wave that hand. Wave that hand. Good. Right in the middle, we got senior wide receiver safety, Derek Ostrovich. Thanks, the young pup, the junior to the right, junior running back, cornerback, Nazir Treadwell. Nas, what's up? And then to the left, last but not least, senior offensive guard, inside linebacker, Mason Eldridge. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. 10 minutes. I promised you 5 questions. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. After I find out these 5 answers, I know everything about Keyport football. Everything. Talked to Coach Glezman. Saw you guys at the Shore Best camp. Some of you guys did a lot of research on you. Talked to a lot of people. I know it all. I want to know what's going on inside the program. And here we go. First question. Who's the funniest dude in the program? I need to know it. I need to know who keeps it chill, who makes you guys laugh in practice on the football field. Instead of being all high strung, you guys are laughing, giggling because he's funny. Who's the funniest dude on the team? Derek, Derek's going to tell me. Who? Who is it?
Sophomore, Love Deep Sing.
He's funny?
Very funny.
Wow. A sophomore is keeping it cool?
Yeah.
Right? Nas, is that true?
Yeah, Love Deep's pretty funny. Me personally, like, I would say myself, I can be both. I can be serious and funny, but I would say me personally.
Okay. That's good.
I think Kevin's so funny.
Kevin over there?
Mason's the funniest.
Kevin's up there.
So, couple dudes. Mason, your last one. Who is it?
It's got to be Love Deep Sing.
Well, you keep giggling every time you say the guy's name, but that's great. So when Coach Glezman walks in, you guys got to stop laughing because you're laughing the whole time, right? When you got that idle time. Nothing wrong with joking around. Nothing wrong with joking around as long as it's done to a bare minimum when the coaches are there. Good. Number 2, leaders. Who's the leader of the team in terms of sending out group messages, texts? Like when this comes out tomorrow, who's passing this out to the whole team? Watch this high school football preview show. Who on the team takes care of Coach Glezman's dirty work with text messages and IG messages, whatever you call it?
I'd say when you think leaders for this group, I'd say probably us 4 are definitely up there. We're vocal in group chats and stuff like that, send stuff out.
Group chats, Derek?
Yeah, I would say us four there.
Us
Top.
four? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Mace?
Yeah, definitely.
Nas?
Yeah, us four. You can even include Ryan Ostervich.
Yeah.
People like that. Always making sure people are on the right path, knowing everything.
So what kind of platform do you use? Don't say tickety talk or whatever that's right.
No.
TikTok or
Snapchat.
Snap. I don't get Snapchat. It disappears.
You got to get it, Rob.
No,
Snapchat is
no.
You could add me. We could have a streak.
I don't do that. I don't do Snapchat. My daughters do it. I don't do it. I don't trust things that disappear when you send it. That means it was bad. I don't like that.
For group chat, Snapchat's probably like the best app to use.
Okay.
Really, everyone has it.
All right, cool. 3. Normal, getting back to normal. No more COVID, no more pods, no more mask. How great was it to be back to normal in an off season where you can work out together? Derek, start it off.
It feels a lot better doing it. It's you could build more chemistry with the team. I feel that wise instead of being separated from each other all the time and having to keep our distance.
Right, Kevin.
Winter and spring off-season workouts. There was a lot of people there. It was good energy, and we hit the ground running when off-season started and all that because we were able to have these off-season lifts.
Mace.
It's kind of weird, to be honest, because it feels like freshman year again, and that was like 2-3 years ago. But it's normal. It just feels weird.
Yeah, you guys didn't work out normal for 2 years. Now, Nas, I'm going to ask you this question. You went to a lot of camps. You were showcasing your skills. I saw it. You look really good.
Thank you.
Why you didn't have that 2 years ago? Colleges weren't able to do that. I mean, how sweet was it to be able to kind of do something that was normal for a lot of people for years?
It was definitely a nice feeling. More this year, more than the other year, I really took camps a lot more serious.
Yeah.
But being able to get the full exposure without any setbacks from COVID or just being up close and personal, basically, that definitely feels a lot better.
It's good to be back normal. Never, ever mention the word pods ever again to a coach. 4, expectations. I asked Coach Glezman. He told me, coach ain't around. It's just us dudes here. Tell me what it's like in the locker room. If I went in the locker room at Keyport, what is the expectations for the 2022 season team? Start out with Nas. Go ahead.
Well, you can definitely expect high tempo, a lot of energy. The whole team pretty much very excited about the season. We know a lot of people, they're probably going to think a lot to focus on me, mainly having a run game. But honestly, even if you look like the 77s, for example,
right,
our pass game is probably a lot better than what people would think it is.
Good.
So I think the whole team is really looking forward to that.
Yeah, Mason. Mace.
I mean, expectations, I would just say to win state, because why would you shoot for anything less than that? And I think we have the ability. It's just getting it done. We should have done it last year.
Got the athletes. Derek?
Yeah, same thing as Mason. Our expectations are always to win division and state both.
Good. Kev?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Obviously, you're never going to want to shoot for second best. You're always going to shoot for being the best. So you want to put your best self forward. And that's the expectation that everybody in the locker room has, to put your best self forward.
Good answers so far, guys. Last one, the 5th one, and then we're done. Tell me and tell everybody out there, why is it special to be playing for a traditional football power like Keyport under Coach Glezman's watch? So why is it very special to be playing for Coach Glezman at Keyport? Mason, start it off.
I would just say you always have old faces who can say this is what we won, this is what we did, and it's kind of a thing you can look up to and say, I want to do what they did and more, and just it's a motivation, I guess.
Good. Kevin?
Small town, tight-knit community.
Awesome.
Everybody loves coming to the football games, watching. It's just so good to have a community to fall back on.
Good point. Derek, add to that.
Yeah, it's a lot what Kevin said, small town, tight community. So we all enjoy football. We all live and breathe football basically in the season.
Good. Nas, end it right now. Tell me.
Yeah. Being playing for a small town, everybody know each other, everybody's close. Just like Derek said, having that community to fall back on is always nice. You're always, especially playing for Keyport, you're always learning something on and off the field. They're always sharing stories, messages that you can take, and just a great environment pretty much.
Guys, you are lucky to be getting coached by Coach Glezman. I've known him for years when he was coaching at St. Francis. Let me tell you something about Keyport. Hard-working, blue-collar, athletes, workers in town. They care. They love Keyport football. Small knit, like you said, Kevin. Small knit community, and been there, done it. A lot of history is there in Keyport. A lot of history. Always had a chip on your shoulder. All my buddies from Keyport, because they wanted to prove that they are worthy of the accolades and all that. A lot of pride in Keyport, right? A lot of pride. You're carrying the torch. You're adding to the historical accomplishments. You had a great year last year. Use that to motivate, because it's hard to get. It's hard to stay up top. It's easier to get up top. You guys were there. All right. I'm proud of you guys. All right. And if you need anything, all right, let me know with the Shore Football Report. All right. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coach. Bye.